Hi everyone, my name's Tony Parker. I'm one of the Tonys from Team TT. If you haven't seen me before, you haven't heard from me before, if you're new or you've just come back and started looking at the business again, a big hi from me. I want to just give you a few messages on this video. First of all, FM have introduced a new point of sale product. It's called the FM Folder. I just want to show it to you because not many people have seen this yet. It's something that they've put together. It really is. I can't emphasize enough that it's really upmarket. It's very well made. It's good quality photographs, good quality materials, and something that lifts the FM brand when you're using it, maybe to show a customer or maybe just to show a potential distributor. It'll give them the message that these are, helps back the fact that they are good products. If you look at it, as you open it up, they've got a nice, piece of sort of parchment paper there which separates the photographs nice and thick. It's not cheap looking at all. Get through to this part here. This part here talks about FM World Group, talks about Arthur Chavinsky, tells you a little bit of background about the company, when they started and what their goals are. Nice photographs there once again. Then as you turn over from there, then it's once again it's separated by this sheet, which looks really upmarket. So you flip that over. Nice photographs again, as you can see. This one talks about the FM group around the world, shows you some photographs from some of the different offices around the world, headquarters in those countries, which is really good because as you're talking to distributors, they may know people overseas. They'll just sort of confirm that we do have an international business where you can sponsor people from any of the countries that we're open in. And also customers, it just shows them that we are a big company, we're an international company, and that's the point of having that in there. So it's worth going through this when you're talking, if you're doing a party or you're just doing a presentation for some distributors. This bit talks about Perfan. Perfan is actually owned by Arthur's father, which is Andreas Chavinsky. Tells you there about Andreas, tells you about Perfan and what they do, the fact they do all the packaging and all the bottling for FM. Once again, very well laid out photographs there. This part is really important because this bit talks about Drom. Now Drom, the 8th largest fragrance manufacturer in the world, make all the perfumes and all the fragrances for FM Cosmetics. Once again, very important that it gives us that credibility, because even in this article that they've written about Drom, what they say here is that they also create the fragrances for L'Oreal and Escada and a lot of the other designer brands out there. So it associates us with the quality companies through that association with Drom. Once again, Drom, the 8th largest fragrance manufacturer in the world, been going over 100 years, and FM Perfan are their largest customer in Europe. So once again, good quality products. Finally, at the end of the booklet here, this FM folder, it talks about Anita, who runs the UK office. She's a Polish girl, but very diligent, like everybody in the office. They're all Polish, but they do work very hard on our behalf. So if you haven't seen her before, it's a nice photograph. Then she talks about the company, about the UK. Okay, once again, that will cost you £6.99. It's a nice, good investment really. You do get points for it. It's the first bit of point of sale material that the company are giving points for, so you can get points for that as well, which is really good. £6.99. I believe it's 15 points. You double check that, but I'm quite sure it's 15 points. So if somebody buys a classic bottle of perfume, for example, it's 29 points. One of them, that's going to get them qualified for the month. So you can now use point of sale material to get qualified. If you don't need any perfume, which would be really unusual, if you don't need any perfume, we'll have to check, you can actually get qualified by buying the FM folder there. I just wanted to show you. I know a lot of you guys have now ordered that and it's coming to you in the post, but just thought I'd show some of the other people who haven't had a chance to see it yet. Okay, also I want to talk to you about my kit. There you go. If you haven't seen one of these before, this is the kit that's £42.50. It's got 161 different fragrances in. As you can see, there are some little bits of paper in there. That's where I've sent someone a sample, and I put a little bit of paper in and I put the number on it. So next time I'm ordering some product, I just pick that out. So I need another sample for that. Little idea for you there. It's really important. If you look in your back office now, I need to put this in there yesterday. This is it's kind of a larger version of the back of the brochure, and it gives you the comparisons. It tells you what groups and what fragrances each of the numbers is in, and this is really useful. Don't underestimate the power of this, because for example, if I can just use number 18 as an example, number 18 is a really popular fragrance. We've found that out. Now number 18 is also very similar to number 252, because you look in this leaflet, it tells you the the main tone, the main sort of fragrance is Gypre. It's got another fragrance in there, wood, and then one of our other perfumes is number 252. It's got exactly the same, comes from the same sort of family groups. So if someone says to you they like number 18, you can look at this and say, I'll tell you, if you like number 18, you're probably going to like 252. And I've just tried it myself, and they're very, very similar. So then if you turn somebody onto 252, well, it's benefit for two things, because sometimes they say, well, I'll have both, because I like both. And then sometimes they say, well, I'll have the 252. Now, once they're buying the 252 from you, they don't know what the comparison is. Don't tell them, so they can't go and buy it anywhere else. They've got to come back to you and buy 252, because now they've got used to it for next time. So make sure that you print that off. It's the last leaflet that Anita's put in the back office. So just go down to where it's got events, or the latest news, I believe, and that is at the top there. Print that off and make sure you've got that in your kit, because it's really, really useful. If you can't print it off, it is in the back of the brochure. It's the last page of the brochure, but really small print, and not many people can see it. You know, especially if you're doing a party at night, people say, "What does that say?" I'm struggling away myself, so print that one off. It's a nice exploded view of that. And also on my kit, I can send you this if you want. Just email me. I've got this on a Word document, but it's very, very easy to do. This kit could earn you thousands of pounds a month. Ask me how. I'll tell you a story about this. I was having a meal in a hospital restaurant. We were doing a presentation. I sat down and I had this on my table. Take it everywhere with me. One of the nurses was sitting there. She was having a lunch, and she had a mouthful of food, and she pointed to me and said, "What's that about?" I said, "Well, finish your dinner and I'll come over and see it." I went over and I introduced the opportunity and the products to this lady, and now I've got product being sold in Nigeria, because I had this on my kit. Okay, so this is great. Walk around with it. If you go somewhere, if you put it this way up, when you stand your kit up, it kind of stands up okay. If you go into a McDonald's, or you go and have a coffee somewhere, or whatever, if you're in a restaurant at night, or if you maybe not in the evening so much, but during the day, just put it there, because people will come up to you. Two things can happen. They may be interested in earning a few £1,000 a month, or they're going to say, what is it? Another good tip with the kit: use your kit as your purse, your bag. If I'm going to buy some petrol, I'm going to pay for it cash, I'll put a £20 note in my kit, £20 worth of petrol. I'll walk in the petrol station with that. I'll open it up. I'll get the £20 out and I'll pay the person. What that does, the fragrances come out as you open it up, and it draws people's attentions to it. You never know who's around you. Someone might say, "What's that? What have you got there?" It's a great talking point. That kit can earn you a lot of money, not just by the fragrances in it, but make sure that you're using the kit to its full advantage. Okay, what did I want to talk to you about? Okay, the webinar on Thursday night was a great success. We had one of the most people on there that we've ever had. So Thursday at 8 o'clock, wemeetnow.com. Make sure that you come along, get your guests along. It's a great way of seeing an overview of the opportunity. I'm going to be going over it again. Probably do a little bit of training at the end, which goes down really well. We had a great chat last time. I've had loads of phone calls about that webinar. People getting so excited because what was going on. So make sure you drive people to that webinar on Thursday evening at 8 o'clock. It's at wemeetnow.com. You need to explain to your people that they don't need to do anything, because they might be a bit worried they've got to say something, or their photograph's going to be up there, or their picture, because they don't quite understand how it works. Just so they can just sit there and listen, watch and listen. They can sit there with coffee or wine, or a cup of tea, and just watch and learn about the opportunity. So that really works well. Okay, what else did I want to talk to you about? I've got my new car sitting outside in my drive there. Great red Peugeot 107 Envy. Hardly uses any petrol. £20 a year road tax. Fantastic. What really good for this business, because at the beginning of the business, you've got to keep your overheads low. You've all got the goal of thousands of pounds a month, but at the beginning we need to keep our overheads as low as we can, so we can invest as much time into the opportunity, because you'll get paid back for that time later. So it's an ideal car for your first stage. And believe me, it's only 21%, so you need 40,000 points. Not all down one leg. Be careful with that. You need to have some side volume, and if you have a look at the plan, and we can talk about that later, but you will get the car 40,000 points. It's one of the easiest car programs I've ever seen in this industry. So don't, just go for the car. I think that's really, get to 21%, one of your goals, and then once you get there, that's 30,000 points, and you just need another 10,000 points, and that'll get you the car. Brand new. I never had a brand new car in my life before. Terrific. Absolutely, really pleased with that. Really, really pleased. What else did I want to say? I'm doing a meeting in Harlow on Monday night at 8 o'clock. So if you know anybody in the area, Harlow and Essex, email me, phone me, text me, and I'll give you the venue and everything like that. So Monday night, 8 o'clock in the Harlow area. The other thing, have you seen these? I'm sitting here and there's a wonderful fragrance around me. This is one of the candles. vanilla flavour. Not fragrance, what am I talking about? Vanilla. Same, we haven't got smelly vision because you could then benefit from the fragrance. Now, what I do with this, someone comes to the house, I just light it, I put it there. If I do the meeting, I have it there. It's just a talking point. I think very, very reasonably priced when you look at what else is out there on the market. They come in a lovely box. There you go. They're well presented, so they come in a lovely packaging, lovely box. Something that, once again, have them around. Just every month, just order a couple of bits, something different. If you don't need any perfume or aftershave, just order something different. The folders, candles, just talking points. It really does. You've got to be a product of the product, because it really does help, and it'll get the business, because we're all in the business, but it's when the business is in you. When you become passionate about it, that it starts to really take off. Okay, I think that's it. I've covered everything I wanted to cover. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll try and send out 1 or 2 of these a week, depending on what we're doing. It's really an update. It's a lot better than sending you an email, because I can show you pictures and such like. But as I said, Monday night we have a meeting in Harlow. Just text me, email me, and I'll give you the venue for that. Thursday night, drive people to that webinar. They really do work. And if you want me to do a webinar any other time, if you can't make that and you've got a group, I can just do that. I can be on the end of a speakerphone, remember, if you want me to, talking to your group. Also, go back to your upline. There's probably people in your team that are willing to help you as well. Always make sure that you're using as much help as you can. If there's help around you, grab it. Because if somebody's had who's better explaining the opportunity to somebody who's just joined, which might be you, or somebody that's been in the business for 6 months, probably the person that's been in the business a bit longer. Not always the case, but as a general rule of thumb. So make sure that you're using your upline as much as you can. You can always get back to me. It doesn't matter where you are in the business, there'll be someone in your upline. If you can't find a person in your upline that's building the business, let the office know, and they will tell you the most active person in your upline, and they'll get them to get in contact with you. Okay, really is that easy. Okay, folks, have a good weekend. I'm going to go off now. I've got loads of phone calls to make today. I'm going to do some texting. I'm going to go out my new car. Probably send out at least 50 texts today to mobile hairdressers. They're coming back great. That really is working well. If you want to know more about that, just email me, call me, and I'll tell you about that. But I will probably cover it on the webinar on Thursday night as well. Okay, folks, thanks very much for watching the video, and have a great weekend. Happy prospecting, happy selling, and enjoy the business. It really is good fun, really. Thanks very much, and bye-bye. Bye.